Okay, so we have a different method, which is task-based language teaching, TBLT or TBL. So you can say task-based language. Okay, so the first this method depends on the tasks, and the tasks are the core of teaching and planning. So when you're planning your lesson, you have to divide it into tasks, and you have to plan or use pre-task, while the task and post-task. And focus here in this method and the focus on communication and not pre-taught forms. So the students are communicating while doing the tasks. So this is the core of the task-based language teaching. Okay, and to understand this method, you have to read this scenario carefully and try to write 6 principles according to the scenario. So you have 3 minutes from now to read the scenario and try to figure out the principles of this method. Okay?
Okay.
How much time do you have?
3 minutes.
Yeah.
Okay, let's make them 5 minutes. Okay, just to read the scenario carefully and write down the principles and the key features. Okay? Yeah, go ahead. Okay, so guys, now you can join the breakout rooms to discuss the principles. So once you see the link, join directly. Okay, join guys. Good, Farah. Najim, wonderful. Yeah, I am Medhat. You have to join. Yeah, thank you. Ro'a, Tahnia. Yes, great. Good. Okay, welcome back, guys. So, who can tell me the principles or one of the principles of this method?
Okay, I can go first.
Okay, Ala. You're
Yes.
always the first. Inshallah.
Okay. So
Yes.
they see language as a tool for communication and negotiating meaning rather than a system of grammatical
Rule.
rules. So
Mm-hmm.
they focus a lot on communication.
Mm-hmm.
So we have a lot of pair work and group work. Students
Mm-hmm.
here are very active. They are active participants, while the teacher is a facilitator, and
Mm-hmm.
all four skills are
Addressed.
integrated.
Yes, addressed and integrated. Yes, I agree with you. And what about the tasks? You didn't mention the tasks or the importance of the tasks in this method.
I believe that the tasks are real world task.
Mm-hmm.
So they imitate the language they use outside the class.
Mm-hmm. Yes, good job. Good job, Yala. Who else, guys? Mm-hmm.
One more thing, when they were completing the task, they were using, they were not asked to use one particular language. They were
Mm-hmm.
not asked to focus on target language, like they were using any language.
Mm-hmm. Yes, okay. So, what is the role of the teacher here? What does the teacher do?
Teacher is a observer in first she is as an observer, and later on she is as a facilitator.
Yeah,
Yes,
definitely. And what is the role of the students?
we are active participants.
Yeah, they plan for the task. They do the task,
They
and
are they are solving the problem by themselves. They are analyzing the problem, they are solving the problem, they are discussing with each other.
yes, but actually there are no problems here, but they only work in the task. They, for example, they plan first, then produce the first draft like this. So, in your opinion, what is this method is suitable for? Is it suitable for reading, writing, listening, speaking?
Speaking, I think.
Speaking only or speaking and writing? Look at the first.
Productive skills,
Yeah,
speaking and writing.
yeah, definitely. Okay, so let's see the principles or the key features of this method. Here, communication is more important than accuracy during the task. So students should uh, participate. They should communicate just to plan their tasks or the task, plan for the task. And language learning is more effective when it reflects real world use because if you look back here in the scenario, they worked on planning a class trip. So the task is from the real world use. And the negotiation of meaning leads to language development. Grammar is noticed through meaningful use. Okay, and learning is active and internal. And the teacher, as you said, and peers guide learners toward independence. Okay, so teachers and the peers guide. It means the cooperative between the students guide learner towards independence. Okay, so these are some or additional principles, and you mentioned many, so thank you. And here we're going to watch this video, okay? And then I want you just to take a screenshot, and you have to watch the video and answer these questions, and then we will come back again to discuss all the questions and the answers, okay? I'm
Okay.
going I'm going to send you a screenshot. So Or you can take a screenshot if you want. Yeah, I sent it in the chat box. Okay, so let's go to the first one.
Imagine being able to build an app with your name on it just by thinking about it. Meet Base 44, a
Thank you.
Hello, TEFL students. In this video, I'm going to demo for you a task-based learning activity. The topic is planning a party. This topic can be used with a wide range of ages and levels with adjustments. The structure of the video follows 4 stages: the pre-task, task preparation, during task, and post-task. Let's get started. Step 1 is the pre-task. The pre-task stage should mentally and linguistically prepare your students for the upcoming task ahead. There are many ways to do this. In this demo, I show you 3 ideas. Okay? What makes a good party? Jorge? Okay. Ooh. Idea number 1 would be the use of brainstorming with a word web. Okay. In your groups, I want you to keep going, okay? Keep going. What do you think? What are some things that make a good party? Brainstorm idea number 2 would be the use of pictures and/or discussion questions. Okay, let's take a look at picture number 1. What are they doing? Good. All right. They are ordering. All right. They're ordering food for the party. Good. Another one. And perhaps the most common activity would be idea number 3, having your students read or listen to a model text that mimics the language they will use in the task ahead. Look at the picture of the people. What do you think we're going to listen to? Yes, all right, we're going to listen to them plan a surprise party. Good, good. In stage 2, you will prepare your students to be able to complete the upcoming task on their own. In order to do this, you need to give very clear directions. I commonly give each group one piece of paper with a step-by-step handout or a checklist for them to follow. First, I want everyone to get into groups of 3. All right, first get into your groups. You're going to follow the handout. And then after, give us maybe 10-15 minutes. Okay, you're going to present your party idea to the class. Are you guys excited? All right, it's going to be fun. Let's get started. In this important stage, students begin to independently build their task. Group collaboration and creativity take hold, and generally it's the fun and exciting part of the task. I quietly circulate around the room and make note of any weak or strong language features on a clipboard. Make sure that you encourage use of the target language. After this, the students will then act or present out their tasks. It's the point where I hope they proudly display their creativity and stretch their language abilities in doing so. As a teacher, I continue to remain low-key and continue to quietly take notes on the language being used. It's a fluency activity, so I don't commonly interrupt unless asked for help. If set up well, the stage is fun and engaging for everyone. When I'm done, my clipboard is often covered. To keep me organized, I take notes into categories. Only the most important language features get addressed. Always point out both strong and weak language features. To complete the activity, I address those key language features on the board with the class, and we reflect on the language we've learned through completing the task. This concludes.
Okay, so how many stages in are there in the task-based? How many stages?
4.
4 stages. Can you mention them?
Pre-task, task preparation, during task, and post-task.
Post-task, yes. Okay. And what does the teacher always do in this method? Hmm.
In each stage,
No, not in each stage. In general, what is his role?
the teacher helps the students brainstorm some ideas and some useful language they need.
Mhm.
And she is a facilitator. She guides, she monitors.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what she does.
Yes,
And
and
she tries to elicit answers from the students as well
yeah,
by
definitely.
activating their schematics minds. Okay, to try to elicit the answers.
Yeah, and she took some notes. She monitored the students and so on. Yes, okay. So what are the goals of teachers who use task-based language teaching? Or why do teachers use this method to help the students too?
To help students develop their fluency and use language to communicate in real life
Exactly.
scenarios.
Uh-huh. Do you agree with her, guys?
Yeah, sure.
Yes. And what is the rule of the, okay, so we mentioned yeah, we discussed at this point, and here, what are some characteristics of teaching, learning, and process? How the teaching or the teaching process itself happens inside the classroom? Do they work in groups or individually in pairs
In
and so
groups.
on? Yeah. Okay. So what about the grammar or the grammatical rules? What about the vocabulary, the pronunciation, listening, reading, writing, speaking? What about all of these skills and language?
Yeah, she did them in the pre-task. In the
Mhm.
pre-task stage,
Mhm.
she brainstormed some ideas. She elicited ideas and language input from the students.
Yes, okay. And how are the feelings of the students dealt with? Were they motivated? Were they neglected?
I believe they were motivated.
Yeah, they were motivated because they were doing something they loved. Okay. And here, what areas of language are emphasized? Grammar, vocabulary,
Speaking,
speaking, okay. And the skills, okay. So you're talking about the skills. Yeah, that's fine. Skill,
and the language they are going to use in the
yeah.
task.
Yeah, grammar, vocabulary.
Yes.
What do you think? Yeah. Okay, what is the role of the students' native language? Did they use their native language?
No.
No, they didn't. Okay, and how is the evaluation accomplished? Were there a type of final tests or anything like this, formative assessment?
No, there was just during the task, after they finish the task, they start to share.
Yeah,
So the goal
definitely.
was to communicate.
Okay, and okay, so we don't need to watch this video. It's an additional example. You can watch it. So here are the answers for the questions. Here, what are the goals of the teachers? To develop learners' communicative competence, as you said, Ya'la, and to enable learners to use language meaningfully to achieve real-world goals because they were planning a class visit or a class trip. And here to promote fluency alongside accuracy through task performance because while they were doing the tasks they are always communicate. And what is the role of the teacher? Here, the teacher select and designs meaningful tasks, yes, and they prepare learners for tasks and provide scaffolding. It means to, for example, to give them or pre-teach the new items or the new vocabulary. Observe, monitor, as we said, gives the feedback. Okay, so mashallah, we got all of them correct. And the students here actively participate, as you said, also Ala, in the task. Use language to negotiate meaning, collaborate with peers to achieve task outcomes. And number three, what are some characteristics here? Tasks are used as the main learning activity, and emphasis on communication rather than form. Learners use multiple skills, as we said, but we talked about the skills and we mentioned them. Number 4, what is the nature of the student-teacher interaction and the student-student interaction? Teacher-student interaction is supportive and facilitative, and because the teacher always facilitate, explain, or re-explain. Okay, and the student-student interaction is central and frequent because they are working on the task. And learners negotiate, meaning ask questions and collaborate. So it's a wonderful method. I liked it. It's the task-based. And number 5, we have how our feelings of the students dealt with. Task increases motivation. As we said that they were motivated. So we summarized these answers. Task increases motivation through meaningful engagement. Learners feel less anxious because accuracy is not the immediate focus. And confidence developed through successful task completion. Okay, and here we have number 6. How is the language viewed? Language viewed as a tool, as we said also, for making meaning and achieving communicative goals. Sorry. And number 7, what areas of language are emphasized and what language skills are emphasized? Ala said that. Okay, we said that emphasis on vocabulary, especially lexical chunks. Focus on spoken interaction, duration of listening, speaking, reading, and writing, and the grammar is addressed and needed in some points. What is the role of the student's native language? The native language may be used strategically, especially at lower levels, and the primary emphasis remains on meaning, use, and the target language. Okay, here we have informal assessment through task performance, because when they do the task effectively, they then we can say that they succeeded in doing the task, so it will be fine. And evaluation based on task completion. How does teacher respond to the students' errors? Errors are tolerated during the task performance, so it's normal to make mistakes or errors, and the correction is delayed and focused on meaning-related issues. And sometimes the students correct themselves; they have to add, remove some knowledge. Okay. Now we have a different method, which is Suggestopedia. Did you hear about it before?
No, to be honest.
Okay. When you hear the word Suggestopedia, you have to memorize music, or you have to remember music. Not memorize, I'm sorry. You have to remember music, because Suggestopedia relates to music. It means that always the classes are decorated and the teacher plays music, and it's a wonderful method. And here it's developed by British linguists 1920s and 1960s. The focus on the spoken language in meaningful situations. Okay, so let's see what happens in a class which uses Suggestopedia, or with a teacher who uses Suggestopedia. So I just want you again and again to read the scenario, just to put you inside the classroom and allow you to have the experience, not to say the principles directly to you, and you will forget it. But when you read the scenario, you will remember it and remember what happens inside the classroom. So read this scenario and try to figure out the principles and the key features of this method. Okay? You have 4 minutes, because it's a very short scenario. So you have 4 minutes from now. Okay. Okay, great. So who can tell me what is going on in this classroom? Yes, Yala.
Okay, so I see here there is a great focus on students' emotions.
Great.
They use gentle correction, positive reinforcement, and they care about preparing the classroom to be comfortable for the students.
Uh-huh. Yeah.
Also, there is pair work and
Good
like
work.
there is interaction between the students.
Mhm.
And learning, listening, and speaking are essential skills here. They
Mhm.
said that reading and writing introduced later, so they focus on listening and speaking. They
Mhm.
also mentioned that large amount of language input is provided, but again, they don't put the learners under pressure. Like they do
Yes.
it in a gentle way.
Yes, definitely. Anyone who would like to add something? Tahnia had a problem with her internet, so no worries. Hiya, Farah.
Yes, one more thing. Experiential learning is focused over here. Like students are participating in role play, dramatization, and game based on the dialogue. So they are experiencing in
Mhm.
classroom.
Yes, definitely. And what did the teacher do, or what is the role of the teacher? If you're a teacher and you'd like to use this method, what are you going to do?
He guides
Guide
the
activities
activities.
confidently while supporting the students emotionally using
Yes.
the correction. Yes. Okay, so these are the principles or the key features of the Suggestopedia. A calm mind absorbs language more effectively. So it means that if your students feel comfortable, they will absorb the knowledge or the language itself, and they can communicate here, and positive expectations enhance acquisition. And number three, learners can absorb more than they consciously realize. Sorry for not changing the numbers.
Okay.
Okay. Emotions and imagination support cognition. Cognition, it means to think or recall the language itself. And here we have rhythm and melody aid at retention. Retention, it means to remember things or remember the new items, the vocabulary, the expressions, and so on. And it reduce the stress, lowers do you agree with this? Reduced stress, lower psychological barriers to learner?
Yes.
Yeah, definitely. Okay, and now we're going to watch the video. Okay, we will not read the scenario again. I prepared the scenario and the video, and you've read the scenario, so we can watch the video. Take a screenshot of the questions and try to focus on the characteristics of the teaching learning process and the error correction, the evaluation process, and the areas of language and skills, and so on. So watch the video and answer these questions. Are you ready? You have to take a screenshot,
Yeah.
guys. Okay, take a screenshot first. Have you done?
Yes.
Okay, great.
Hello, welcome back. My name is Diane Larson Freeman, and I'm a teacher educator at the School for International Training. This is the second tape in a two-tape video series brought to you through the courtesy of the USIA. On this tape, you will see demonstrations of three language teaching methods: Suggestopedia, the Silent Way, and the communicative approach. The instructors, all experienced language teachers and teacher educators from SIT, have designed their lessons for intermediate level ESL students. They've chosen the theme of a house. The lessons you will see are somewhat shorter than the originals. They are meant only to introduce you to these methods. All of the methods have a richer repertoire of principles and techniques than can be fully portrayed here. If you're interested in learning more, other typical lessons can be found in my book, Techniques and Principles in Language Teaching, published by Oxford University Press. As you view the tape, try to remain open to what you see. For example, don't dismiss something because you are observing an English as a second language class with students from a number of different countries, and you teach in an English as a foreign language situation where the students are more homogeneous. Ask yourself instead, is there anything valuable here which I can adapt to my own circumstances? We will be limited in our ability to learning. Presented by my colleague.
Morning. This morning we're going to work with a reading passage. What I'd like to do is to ask that you get ready by relaxing a little bit. Just sit back. I'm going to put on some different music, and then I'm going to read. I'm going to read something, and I'm going to act it out for you. And then I'm going to turn the music off, and I'm going to read it again, but this time without acting it out. And at that point, I'd like you just to listen and to see how much you remember and you understand. Okay? So that's how we'll begin. You can just be taking a deep breath, being grateful. Such a nice, beautiful morning today. You'll like this music. It reminds me of the early morning. Kind of pretend you're back home in your apartment and it's Saturday morning and you didn't have to go anywhere. That's the story of this woman. So this is my bed. My name is Sarah. And I'm about to start reading the
She's trying to make them relax.
passage. So, Sarah woke up early, the sun pouring through the apartment window. She stretched lazily and placed her feet one by one on the floor. Rising from the bed, she tiptoed through the boxes, which lay everywhere, and put a kettle of water on to boil. Waiting, she glanced over all her possessions, grateful she had the whole day before her. She scooped instant coffee into a cup and poured in the now boiling water.
Guys, you know that she's telling the story very, very slowly. This is the first time to tell them the story, but in the next time, she's going to tell the story faster than now.
Stirring the coffee, she tried to decide where to begin. She took a quick sip of coffee and searched out her box of books. She ordered them neatly on a shelf. Then she lifted her suitcase onto her bed. She unlatched the clasps and opened it. And hung her dresses carefully in the closet. Then she put the rest of her clothes in her chest of drawers. In the last box, she found the dishes her mother had given her. She washed them thoroughly, dried them all, and laid.
Okay, so we can skip this part. They start to participate.
Stirring the coffee, she tried to decide where to begin.
Now she's telling them the story for the next time, and it's faster than the first time. Sorry, she's telling the story for the next time, and it's faster than the first time.
She washed them thoughtfully, dried them all, and laid them carefully in the cupboard. As she closed the cupboard door, she sighed and looked at the calendar. Tomorrow, her roommate would come, but for now, Sarah had a home of her own. Okay, what I'd like to do now is give you each a copy of this.
And this time they can understand what she's saying because she explained and acted the actions and the verbs or the sentences which she's reading right now. So she turned off the music and started reading the story again, but she read it faster than the first time. And now they can figure out what she's talking about.
You could pass them to each other. And then stand up. We're going to read it together, see if we can act it through. First, let's see if we can help ourselves remember all this vocabulary, all these verbs. All right, let's try and act it out together. And the idea here is that every time you say something, if you can do an action, that will help you remember more of the vocabulary. So again, we'll start and we'll read together and act as much as you can. If you need a little space, maybe you want to move over just a little bit so you don't poke other people. Okay, all right, ready? Okay, Sarah woke up early. Right, the sun pouring through the apartment window.
Okay, what is the focus here, guys? Why does she do or ask them to read after here?
I think the focus here is on the language.
And
The
yes,
target,
it's on the language, yeah, the target language.
the
Yes,
target
yeah.
language.
And it's mainly on pronunciation.
Yeah.
Pronunciation.
She stretched lazily, and keep reading with me, and placed her feet one by one on the floor. Good. She tried to decide where to begin. She took a quick sip of coffee and searched out her box of books. She ordered them neatly on the shelf. Then she lifted the suitcase onto the bed. She unlatched the clasps, opened it, and hung her dresses.
Okay.
Blanks. Do you hear it? Search. Unlatch. No. Great.
Now she wrote the most important vocabulary on the board and asked them just to say after here. I repeat, just to make sure that they are able to read them correctly, just to use it. And this is the target language in the story.
You could take out the envelope that you have on your chair now. I have a surprise for you. Okay. You'll see that the pink card has a D on it, right? And the blue has a T. What I'd like you to do is to get so that you have one in each hand. Probably the easiest if everybody had the same.
Okay, thank you, great teacher. Here, what are the goals of the teachers? who use Suggestopedia. Hello?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, I believe that there was a great focus on first relaxation and preparing them mentally for the lesson by
The
ask.
the goal, not the way, the goal to
As
help
I see it, it was language and pronunciation
to help the students too. Yeah,
to get the correct pronunciation of the words of the target language.
only or to
And
communicate, to use the language correctly, and so on. But yes, you're
mm,
right. Uh, and
but there wasn't any kind of communication. I mean, there was not like freer practice, or they didn't
yeah,
use the language.
yeah, it will be, but we we
Uh,
didn't complete the video because I was afraid that you'll be bored. So
oh,
that's why I skipped the rest of the video, but it's a wonderful one. I'm going to send it to you right now.
okay.
I don't know how to. Yes, I'll copy it so you can watch it. Yeah, this is just a video. Why it's very. Yeah, so now it's in the chat box so you can watch it later. And I'm going to send these materials to you so you will find the link as well.
Thank you.
Still coming. Okay, what's here the question? What are some characteristics of the teaching and learning process? How do they um, or how does the teacher teach them the new vocabulary? What about the grammatical rules? What about the skills? Which skill comes first? Did they read first, listen first?
They listened first. They listened to the teacher
Yeah.
first.
And the teacher modeled the story. Yeah,
Yes.
exactly. And then what comes after listening to hear?
They started to read after this.
Read, yes. You can say that read and they started, yes, not speak. Okay, yes. And here, what are languages? What areas of languages and skills are emphasized? We
Listening?
mentioned,
Yeah.
yeah, listening, reading and speaking
Yes.
also. Okay, what about the native language?
They didn't use it.
They didn't use it. The errors, we didn't see it.
Oh, yes.
Yeah, we didn't see it. Okay, and here, so vocabulary, listening, and speaking are prioritized first, and with reading and writing introduced later. Okay, so here the goals are to remove fear, because as you know that the teacher played some music just to make the students be calm and feel comfortable or more comfortable. So she removed the fear and negative attitudes toward language learning and help learners use the target language confidently. And the role of the teacher and the role of the students. The teacher creates a relaxed, comfortable learning environment. She presents language confidently and clearly, and the students participate actively in listening and creative activity, but you will see it later in the video if you would like to watch it again. Engage in role plays, games, and dramatization. They acted the story or the play they listened to, and characteristics of teaching and learning process. They use the use of music. It's a big part of this method. Use of music, art, relaxation technique, presentation of language through dialogues or through stories, as we've seen, an emphasis on enjoyment and emotional involvement, activities designed to reduce conscious effort and anxiety. And here, what is the nature of a student-teacher and the student-student interaction? Here, the teacher-student interaction is supportive and encouraging, and so on. So it's a wonderful method. You can use it when you're telling your students a story and you would like them to feel comfortable and retell the story. So you can design a lesson like this, retell. So they have to listen to the story and you have to act it in front of your class and then ask your students just to do the same as we saw in the video. How are the feelings of the students dealt with? Yani, students' comfort and relaxation are prioritized, and here anxiety and fear are reduced through music and positive suggestion. The language view, the language as a holistic system involving meaning, sound, emotion, and imagination. And here, what areas of language are emphasized? Here, strong emphasis on vocabulary development, as you saw that the teacher wrote the new vocabulary on the board and asked the students to read after here. And here, the integration of listening, speaking, reading, and writing. They listened to the teacher first, and then they read or speak, and then read, and finally they wrote a different or a different one or the same one. Oral language here is introduced before writing forms. It's the same as the previous one. What is the role of the student's native language? Used in a limited way to clarify meaning, but the teacher didn't use it in this video. And how is evaluation accomplished? Here, evaluation is informal and non-threatening. Informal, it means that there are not any formal tests like formative tests or diagnostic tests and so on, or final tests. How does the teacher respond to students' errors? Errors here are corrected gently and without direct correction, okay? Because this method depends on or it focuses on the learner's emotions, okay? They have to feel comfortable and relaxed. Okay, now we have a different method. It's a text-based instruction. Okay, and look here, ya Ala. As
Yes.
I told you the previous session, it's based on genre theory. So this is the text-based instruction. It's a part of the genre theory. Okay,
Okay.
and it was developed in Australia, and it's as I said, it's based on genre theory. And these are the key principles, but we have to discover them by ourselves. So I want you to read the scenario below and indicate whether each of the following is true or false. So read the scenario. You have 3 minutes and decide, because we spent much time in the previous method, but we had to do this. Yeah, because Suggestipedia is a very important method and you will find it anywhere. So any test or any test for the teachers, you will see Suggestipedia, what happens in Suggestipedia and so on. I think that there is a match right now because many people are absent today. Okay, so you have 3 minutes from now to read the scenario and
Sure, I
decide.
have a question.
Yes, sure. Go ahead,
Sorry.
Farah.
Okay. So no, it's Tehnia.
I'm sorry يا تهنية والله يعني
Yeah,
I always I always get confused between you and Farah.
it's okay. It's okay. No problem. So actually, I missed the part where you told us the name of previous teaching method. Could you please go back to go a few slides back so I could see the name of the teaching method?
Aha, okay. It's a Suggestopedia. Let's go back to it. Suggestopedia.
Okay. So
Yeah, yeah. Ala, can you tell Tahnia what happens in Suggestopedia?
Yes, sure. So in this method, we focus a lot on our students' emotions. We prepare them mentally for the
Mhm.
lesson. We play some music. We try to get them feel relaxed, and we put no pressure on them. So the
Mhm.
teacher starts by playing some music and preparing them and preparing the classroom. Then she introduces the vocabulary through listening. She reads some sort of text for them. Students listen,
Mhm.
and then they start to get engaged by reading this
The
text. So
story
the
or
focus
the
here,
yeah.
yes, the focus here is on listening and speaking first, and then reading and writing.
Mhm.
The teacher also gives like a big amount of vocabulary, but there is no pressure on the students,
Yeah,
and
yeah, definitely.
and then they get engaged. Like they use the language for communication after this stage.
Yeah,
Regarding the error correction, the teacher gently corrects the students' mistakes. As we said, she cares a lot about their emotions and feelings.
mashallah. Yeah, that's fine. Thank you,
Okay,
Ala. Mashallah.
most welcome.
Okay. So, do you have any questions, Dahnia? Okay, so you can read the scenario, and decide which one of these is correct or incorrect. You have 3 minutes from now. Okay, guys. So here, um, the teacher introduces a text such as a news article or a recount, like something like a story, and highlights its structure and the vocabulary and grammar. Students after that analyze the text to identify orientation, events, and resolution guided by the teacher. And next, students create their own spoken or written texts using models or authentic examples. And after that, they compare their work with the model, receive feedback from the teacher, and revise accordingly. Discussions follow about how texts function in different social contexts, encouraging reflection on purpose and audience. And here we have also peer collaboration is emphasized throughout with the students gradually taking more independent control over text production. So the first one is the first one, is it true or false?
False.
Each text type has the same structure.
Not correct.
Not correct, yes. Okay, and number two? Yes, Farah, can you answer number two?
Yes, number 2 is true.
Number two here is spoken and written texts serve different purposes and often use different grammar and yeah, exactly. Conscious study of text structures, organization, and language features has little effect on learning. Is it
False.
true or false? Mhm.
False.
Yes, students learn effectively through guided practice, using models
True.
and comparing. Yeah. And teachers play no role, okay, in text analysis or assessment. Students work entirely independently, authentic
False.
or sorry?
I think number 5 is false, and authentic or adapted text, this is number 6. This should be number
Yeah, exactly. Good. Yeah. What about number 5?
false.
Yeah, and number 6 here we have authentic or adapted texts provide
This
meaning.
is true.
True.
Yeah, this is true. And if you look at this scenario, we use it when we're teaching our students how to write, and we call it the product approach. So the product approach came from this method, which is text-based. So they have to analyze, they have to, the teacher should highlight the structure and they give the students the useful language and so on. And then they have to produce their new model. Okay. And here the answer for the previous questions. So number one, as you said, it's false. So each text type has a distinct structure and a specific linguistic features. And number two is incorrect because conscious study of text structures, organization, and language features support learning. And here the last one, which is, no, it's number 5, as you said, Yala. Teachers guide text analysis, model text creation, and assess student progress. And this is the base of the product approach. Because in writing, we have two approaches in writing. Do you know them? Or main approaches?
In writing, I know the product approach you've mentioned.
And what else?
No, I don't know the other one.
We have a different one, which is process approach and genre approach. Yeah, so there are 3 approaches in writing: product, process, and we're going to discuss them when it comes to the frameworks, because in this course, we're going to discuss all the frameworks that we use in CELTA or TESOL, but in details, we're going to study each stage and why this stage is important, and how does the stage help the students to achieve the aims and the goals and so on. Okay, and here what are the goals of the teachers using TPI, and what is the role of the teachers? Okay, so now I want to read the scenario again and try to figure out the answers for these questions, and also you have 3 minutes. Okay, some of the questions you will not find the answers in the scenario, so don't worry, we're going to discuss all of them again. So you have 3 minutes. I'm sorry to teach you all of these methods, but I wanted to just give you the complete knowledge. I didn't want to skip anyone, not to struggle as I did before.
No, that's very useful, Mr. Walid.
Thank you يا آلاء، والله يعني مش عارف اقول لك ايه، انت بتشجعيني جدا.
We don't know Arabic.
I told her that you always support me because she said no worry that we study all of the methods. Because Allah always support me. Yes, I understand. Yeah, I can answer. Yes, I know it. Thank you. Have you finished, guys?
Yes, Mr. Walid.
Okay, great. So, what is the goal of the teacher who using TBI, task-based instruction?
Yes, I believe in text-based here. He's teaching the language through a text,
Mm-hmm.
and he's also teaching them the structure of the text.
Yes, and why does he do this?
To enable them to create
Mhm.
these kinds of texts.
Mm-hmm. Okay. And what are some characteristics of teaching, learning process? What happens? Mm-hmm.
The teacher introduces the text, and
Mm-hmm.
like he highlights the structure and the language, vocabulary and grammar. Students
Mm-hmm.
analyze this, and then they start creating
Yeah, this is this is
similar text.
this is what is the teacher do. Okay,
Yes.
what is the teacher do inside the classroom? But I'm asking about the characteristics of the teaching and learning process. What happens? What about the grammar, the vocabulary, the skills, the tasks, and so on? Yeah,
Okay,
is it?
mm.
Yeah, go ahead.
I believe all skills are integrated here. I know when
Mhm.
we hear the word text, we think about something written, but it can
Mhm.
also be listening. So we have listening,
Mm.
we have reading, and we have
Yeah.
writing and speaking. So I think all skills are integrated.
Yeah, unaddressed. Yes.
And
Yes, address.
I
Mm.
think productive skills are followed by receptive skills.
Yeah, definitely. So they have
Yes.
to read first and then notes the structure and highlighted the structure and the layout, and then they have to uh, um, redraft and write, revise, and receive a feedback from the teacher. Okay.
And again, the work in collaboration. Corrective feedback is received by the teacher.
The teacher himself or herself gives the student the feedback.
Yes, corrective feedback is provided by the teacher. They work
Yeah.
in collaboration. They learn how to work in pair with
Mm-hmm.
pair,
Mm-hmm. Yes. Okay. So if you are a
and they
teacher,
reflect. And they reflect as well.
yeah, definitely. So if you are a teacher and you would like to use this method, what are you going to do first?
I show them the real text, and I do use it in my classroom.
Yeah. So if you're a teacher, you're going to introduce a text such as a news article or a account, anything, and then you have to highlight its structure. Okay. Vocabulary and the grammar. But you can
Yes.
provide the vocabulary and the grammar before highlighting the structure and the layout, and then ask the students, give them a controlled practice to analyze the text. For example, um, if you're teaching them something like autobiography, so you can ask them, what is the first part? What is the second part? Which one is the introduction? Which one is the turning point? And so on. And it should be a controlled practice, and they have to match or not filling gaps, but they have to match each paragraph, which the goal of it or the aim of it, and so on. And then you can ask them just to redesign as a free practice, or in the semi-controlled practice, they can fill in gaps or refill refill a different one. Okay. And then in the free practice, they have to reproduce the text or redesign or rewrite a different one. That's what you're going to do if you're a teacher and you'd like to use this method inside the classroom. So bring the text, give them the vocabulary, teach them the vocabulary and the grammar, then highlight um, or give them a controlled practice to highlight the target language and the layout. Give them a different or another controlled practice to analyze the text. It can be the controlled practice can be match or something like this, and then give them a semi-controlled practice, and then finally the free one or the free production. Okay, so what areas of language are emphasized? You mentioned most of it. You talked about the vocabulary, the grammar, and the also about the skills. Ala talked about the reading, writing, and Farah also talked about speaking and listening. Okay, which are which are productive and receptive skills. So listening is receptive and speaking is a productive. Okay,
So,
and
Vireet,
yes.
can we use TBI in PPP framework, like presentation, practice, and
Hmm.
production?
No, we cannot use it. But PPP, it's a different one, which we will discuss it today. We will discuss PPP, and you will know
No,
from
it's a lesson framework, and this is a method. So can we
yeah
use this method in PPP framework?
this one TBI.
TBI method. Can we use TBI method in PPP framework like presentation, practice, and production?
No,
We
no, no,
okay.
no. We cannot. But here I have to clarify from where came these frameworks. So when we mentioned the TBI, I told you that from TBI came the product approach, and I explained the stages of the product approach and
Okay.
how to use TBI inside the classroom and when to use it. Okay, so this is very important to know from where each framework came from. And here, what are the goals? You can have a look. If you find something different, just tell me. Ability to understand and produce texts appropriate to specific social context to raise awareness of genre, conventions, and text organization. It's a part of TBI, and the TBI is a part of the genre approach itself. And what is the role of the teacher? The teacher design syllabi and select texts, models the text, deconstruction and construction. Deconstruction, it means that he highlight the text, or analyze, or help the students to analyze the text itself. Scaffolds learning, assesses progress, and so on. And the students, they have to analyze, create, revise texts. They have to work in groups, so collaborate with peers, gradually assume independent control of text production, as I mentioned before. And some characteristics of the teaching and learning process: focus on whole texts and genre-based learning. Here, explicit teaching of linguistic and structure features. Collaborative texts, creation and guided practice. They work in groups, as we mentioned. And here the reflection on social context and communicative purpose, and what is the nature of student-teacher interaction. And the student interaction is collaborative. Teacher guides the students, models, provides feedback to the students, and the student interaction. Here we have peer interaction because they work all together just to design, to analyze, to reproduce the text or similar texts, and so on. How are the feelings of the students dealt with? Here, students' confidence and autonomy are supported because they work on their own, and so on. How is language viewed? Here they see the language is a social tool shaped by context and purposes, because social tool, it means that the texts themselves should relate to the real world, and the culture is embedded in communicative practices, genres, and authentic texts. Areas of language are emphasized, and what language skills are emphasized here? Emphasis on reading first, then writing, speaking, listening. The focus on discourse, grammar, vocabulary, and text organization. What is the role of the student's native language? It may be used for clarification, but in some lessons, I have mentioned this because I want to just, it is not a big mistake or a big error to use the first language of the students, but you can use it to clarify, for example, the instructions, the classroom rules, or anything which is very dangerous. So if your students didn't understand your second language, or didn't understand your English, you can use your native language, no worries, but use it in a limited time. And here, how is evaluation accomplished? Through analysis and the production of texts, peer and teacher feedback, and assessment of genre mastery. So, and here we have number 10. How does the teacher respond to students' errors? Errors here are addressed Constructively, it means that they use their errors to modify their answers, to adjust through modeling, feedback, and the guided revision. So if the students make mistakes, the teacher use these mistakes just to help them to develop their writing. Yes. Here we have the lexical approach. Do you know or have you heard about this approach before?
Yes.
Okay, so great. What do you know about this about this method?
I think they see the language as a set
Mhm.
of lexical units. They care about the lexical units.
Yeah, yeah, definitely. And what about the grammar? Do they neglect the grammar or not?
I don't think they neglect, but it's not the main focus.
Yeah, yeah, definitely. Yeah, exactly. Who else? Who else, guys?
I think it's focused on lexical chunks and collocations.
Yes, and it
Okay.
is.
Um, but basically, I don't have any idea about the grammar, if it's
Yeah.
focused on the grammar or not.
Yes. Okay. So to understand it, we can read this scenario. It happened inside the classroom, and then we can read the scenario below and indicate whether each of the following is true or false. So you have 3 minutes as usual to read the scenario and then decide which one of these is correct and which one is not correct. Are you ready?
Yes.
Yes, sure.
Okay, great. Go ahead.
Yeah.
Okay, that's fine. So, guys, so which one of these principles is correct and which one is incorrect?
Number 1 and 2 are correct.
Okay, that's enough for you, Yala.
Okay.
Huh. Yeah, what about you, Najim? Number 3, learners do not.
Learners don't need to note lexical patterns.
Mm,
I
for
think
in,
true.
for input to become intake,
Intake.
do not need to note lexical patterns. Okay, so
Yeah.
what about number 4?
So number 3 is true.
Okay, we will see, but I don't agree
Okay.
that it's yeah.
No, it's false. I think it's false.
Number 3 is false. Number 4
False.
is true.
Okay,
Number
using
5, again, number 5 is false, and number 6 is
False.
true.
Yes, okay, so let's read the scenario here. What happened? The teacher introduces authentic texts. And when we say authentic text, it means that the texts which are designed for the native speaker, like the American people or the English people, such as news article or emails, and highlights multi-word units like lexical chunks. Okay, and then make a decision, make a decision, take into account, and the students underline or note these chunks. So the students noted the chunks and compare their selections with peers or the teacher. So the focus first was on the chunks or lexical chunks, like the phrasal verbs, multi-word verbs, idioms, and so on. Next, students practice memory enhancing activities, okay, and considering spelling, pronunciation, meaning, and association for each chunk. So they focused on memorization and how to pronounce these lexical chunks correct. Retelling tasks follow, where students summarize the text while using the same lexical units. So they use the same lexical units just to retell the story again or the text again. And after that, higher level learners may explore corpora or concordancing tools to discover patterns independently. And here, vocabulary notebook or a journal are used to record and review chunks for retention. Okay, so they have or they had to read the chunks and read them correctly, use them correct, and to write them. And the teacher then guides models and provides feedback while the students actively notes, analyze, and use the chunks in speaking, writing, and discussion. And the interaction occurs both with the teacher and among peers, supporting awareness, autonomy, and practical language use. But there is no mention here, there is no mention of the grammar in the scenario. So number 1, multi-word lexical units are central to communication and fluency. You said that it's true, and I agree with you. And repeated encounters with chunks facilitate learning. Yes, it's true. As Ella said, learners do not need to note lexical patterns for input to become intake. Yeah, it's false. And number 4, using elaboration and visualization supports long-term retention. Yeah, true. And number 5, as you said, unrealistic or artificial language input helps learners identify chunks more effectively. No, because the teacher should use a real text or authentic text. Okay? And number 6 here, learners analyze, yeah, classify, yes, and generalize from language data. Okay, it's true. Let's check the answers. Maybe I made a mistake or something. Yeah. So number 3 and number 5 are false, and the rest you got it right. Okay, great. Okay, so here you have to take a screenshot. You are going to work, but you're only one group, so you can work here, or if you would like to be divided into, yeah, you can work in pairs. You will be divided into 2 groups. You can read the scenario and answer these questions. Okay, and you will be given 5 minutes. So take a screenshot, guys. Okay, let's see the options. Did you take a screenshot?
Yes.
Great. Recreate. Yes. You can join right now. Join ya Tahnia? Yes, thank you. Okay, I will come back, guys. Great. So, what are the goals of teachers who are using the lexical approach?
They're focusing on vocabulary, the spellings, the correct pronunciation,
Yeah.
and it also helps the students to communicate with each other.
Yes, and also you can say that to help the students memorize the
Learning
new
new words. Yeah,
Mhm.
learning new words.
Yeah,
Yes, to make them learn and retain lexical chunks.
yeah, definitely. Yeah. What else? Do you have something else to add? Okay. So, what is the role of the teacher?
Teacher is the facilitator. He speaks
Only
when it is needed.
only facilitator, or the teacher should introduce the authentic text, such as blah blah blah. He should
She guides,
provide
she
feedback.
models.
Yes,
Yeah.
exactly. He guides the students to
Right.
how they recognize the text
Yeah.
itself.
Check the spelling and the pronunciation.
Yes.
And he guided the students, as you said, provided feedback. Yeah, exactly. And what is the nature of the student teacher and the student student interaction?
Central.
Both.
Yeah, both, as you said. Exactly. How are the feelings of the students dealt with? Are they motivated,
Yeah, they are relaxed and
Yes, they are.
confident.
relaxed, and do they work by themselves, or do they have the right to make their decisions and reform, rewrite, or produce something which is new or not?
Yes.
Yeah, exactly. Good.
They are
And here,
given enough confidence that they are, they are doing this task by themselves.
Yeah, definitely. And what is the rule of the student's native language?
It is not mentioned over there.
Wasn't mentioned. And okay, so which aspect of the language is emphasized in this method? Grammar, vocabulary, and
Grammar
so
is
on.
not focused. Grammar is not focused.
Yeah, definitely. Okay, so here the goals of the teacher to help students recognize, understand, and use the chunks in context, and also to develop learners' ability to process language fluently by using preformed multi-word units or anything else, or any different lesson or different aspect, different chunks, maybe idioms, anything, to foster autonomy in language learning through corpus and text analysis. So they have to analyze the text to find out the chunks and the new lexes. What is the role of the teacher, the role of the student? The teacher here, as you said, or as we mentioned, the teacher identifies important chunks, facilitates awareness activity, provides scaffolding, use corpora and data-driven tasks. Okay, and the students active learners. They are active learners, notes and record chunks, analyze the text, and so on. Some characteristics of the teaching learning process. Here, the focus on lexes or lexical units and collocations and fixed phrases rather than grammar rules. Activities for noticing, recording, and producing chunks. Use of authentic texts. So in this method, they only use authentic texts. Retelling and elaboration. Exercises to consolidate memory. So they have to repeat or reuse the chunks and the new lexes just to enhance retention, or to be able to memorize, to be able to recall these chunks and lexes in a new situations, or in a new situation. Teacher guides discovery, provides feedback, and models chunk usage. and the students interact by comparing a chunk selection, discussing usage, and peer correcting. Okay, and here we have number 5, the feelings. They are always motivated, and how the language viewed. Language is a system of lexical chunks rather than purely grammatical structure. Areas of language emphasize it. Here the emphasis on vocabulary or the lexes in general, collocation, multi-word verbs or multi-word units, and so on. And the discourse markers as well. Listening, reading, speaking, and writing are integrated through a chunk practice because they have to use these chunks and the new words in different situations and in different contexts. Actually, the native language of the students wasn't mentioned in the scenario. Okay, but as we said earlier, that if you're a teacher, you can use the native language, but if you need it or urgently need it. The evaluation accomplished through observation of a chunk usage in speaking and writing tasks. And how does the teacher respond to the student's error? Errors are addressed by modeling correct usage in context. Okay, so this is the lexical approach. Here we have the oral approach or situational language teaching, SLT, and you used it in while doing your CELTA, and it was developed by British linguists 1920s and 1960s and focused on spoken language in meaningful situations. Okay, so this is the scenario. Which of the following is true or false? Here you have to read the scenario and decide which one of these is true and which one is false. And you have only 3 minutes to decide. Okay? I'm sorry because there are lots of methods, but wallahi, yani, I didn't want to skip anyone. I just wanted to mention all of them. Okay, so how much time do you have, guys? Ala slept, alhamdulillah. So we can work. No, she came. Okay, so you have 3 minutes to read the scenario and decide which one of these principles, which one is correct and which one is incorrect. Okay, guys, so now you can join the breakout rooms just to discuss your answers. رابية فرح. فرح. Okay, guys, so who can read the scenario? Hello?
Yes.
Hello,
Yes.
yes.
Yeah, I want someone to read the scenario and explain it for us. Yeah, read and explain it for us. Najim, Ala.
Okay, I can do it.
Yeah, do it, ya Ala.
Yes, hello.
Teacher introduces new language using real objects, pictures, and actions. So here the teacher, we don't have like a text or something. We have just the teacher is introducing it. Real object, like I can hold, for example, here showing a pen and saying this is a pen. So he has a real pen in his hand and he's saying this is a pen.
Yeah, definitely.
Students repeat the sentence chorally. All of the students repeat the sentence after him. And then individually, like he nominates Ahmed, Muhammad, and they repeat. Practicing pronunciation and structure. So
Yeah,
after
so
show,
he introduced the vocabulary first. And,
yes,
yeah, and he provided a good model for them.
yes,
Just to repeat after him to make sure that they pronounce the new vocabulary correct, right?
yes,
And he used the pictures, objects, and actions, maybe gestures, and so on.
yes.
Great. So he didn't use the native language. He didn't translate, and so on. He didn't. Yeah. Go ahead, ya Ala.
And then next, the teacher conducts substitution drills. Like he keeps the same structure, but he changes one word. Like this is a pen, this is a book, this is a desk.
Oh, great. Yes.
And
Yes.
ask students controlled questions like, "What's this?" This is like some kind of CCQs. to
Mm.
check if they got it or not.
Definitely.
Students answer using the model structure.
Mm.
Like this is a book, this is a pen, the same structure he used, avoiding errors.
Yeah. So it's a controlled practice, right? It's a kind of controlled practice. And
Mhm.
yeah, you said that it's CCQs,
Yeah.
checking concept questions. Yeah.
Yes. And then vocabulary and grammar progress from simple to complex. So the teacher always starts with the simple things.
Mm.
Simple like present simple, and then we will go in the next session to yeah, like this.
What
Uh,
happened after that?
after
Oral,
after oral miss after they make
oral
sure
mastery.
they got the correct pronunciation, students
Mm-hmm.
engage in limited freer practice,
Mm-hmm.
forming new sentence with previous learned structure. I think this is some sort of less controlled practice.
Yeah, it's a semi-controlled. We call it
Semi-controlled.
semi-controlled.
Yes.
Yeah, semi-controlled. It means that to give your students,
Mm,
for example, words and ask them to create sentences the same way the teacher did before.
yes.
Mm-hmm.
And then reading and writing activities are introduced only after students can use the language accurately in speech. So I think he first makes sure they can use it in speaking. They can produce this
Yes,
kind of
definitely.
language,
Yeah.
and then we have reading or writing. So here the main focus is on the like listening. They listen to the correct piece of or the language item, and the speaking, they know how to use it, and then reading and writing activities are introduced after this.
Yeah, but reading and writing here, the teacher can use any one of the productive skills like speaking and writing, and
Yeah.
it should happen in the productive stage or in the free as a free production or free practice.
Yes.
Mm.
So
What else
regarding
we
the
got?
teacher's role, he models the correct language, he guides, he monitors, and regarding the students' rules, they listen to the teacher, they repeat after him to
Mhm.
get the correct pronunciation, they imitate,
Imitate, yeah.
and they respond under controlled condition, like they use the target language in controlled practices, and then the freer later.
Yes, add to this that they work it in individually and in pairs and in groups.
Mm.
Yes, and that happens always in the PPP, present, practice, produce. But before this, we have the lead-in. So this method is the origin of the PPP, which is present, practice, and then produce.
Mhm.
Okay, lead in, present, practice, produce. Okay, so here number one, language teaching begins with reading and writing, and oral skills are developed later.
False.
Number two,
It's false.
the target language is used exclusively in the classroom. Exclusively, it means that they didn't use their native language. It
I think it's
it
true.
wasn't mentioned, but it's true.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes, it wasn't mentioned in the scenario, but it's true. Number three, yes, who can read an answer? Structures?
It's true as well, I think.
Yeah, definitely. Structures are taught situationally using realia, visuals, actions, and context. Number four, vocabulary is selected randomly without considering frequency or usefulness.
False.
It's false.
Yeah, it's false. And what about number four? Grammar is graded with simple structures taught before more complex ones.
True.
Yes, true.
True.
What about number seven? Drills, substitution
True.
tables. Yeah, it's true. And the number eight is the most important one, PPP, present practice produce.
True as well.
True.
Yeah,
Now,
true.
yeah. So now we are aware of from where this framework came from, PPP and the product approach which we use in writing, from where this framework came from, and so on. And here also we have number 9. The approach relies on structured syllabus, visual aids, and teacher-led procedures.
I think it's true.
Yes, because always the teacher who leads the learning process itself. Okay. Yes. Okay. So let's see. Yes, accuracy is considered unimportant. We didn't read it, but it's false. Accuracy is considered unimportant, and learner errors are encouraged during early practice. It's false. And we have this one: vocabulary is selected. You answered it right. It's false. Yeah, great. So these are the principles of the what is the name of the method?
Situational approach.
Yeah. It's the origin of the
PPT, PB.
PPT.
Yeah.
No, it's not PPT.
Yes,
Not
yes,
not
PB.
PowerPoint presentation. PPT. Yes. Okay. Here you have to read again, or if you don't need to read, you can go ahead and answer the questions. You have only 2 minutes, and you're going to work individually. So you have 2 minutes to answer these questions. Okay, my dears. So, what are the goals of the teachers or of teachers who use situational language teaching, SLT?
Focus on speech, make the
Yes.
master of
To help students to scaffold something, to help the student.
yes.
To learn sentence structure,
Yeah,
because
definitely.
he's trying to show them how to make sentences, like saying, this is a book, this is a pen.
Yeah, it means to scaffold the language itself to help the students to produce the language. And what is the role of the teacher? Yes, the same as the main, or the goals. He guides, he Yeah, you can add something if
He's
you want.
following PPP, as you said. He's following PPP. He presents, and then the practice, and then the production.
Yeah. So he guided the students. The role of the students, are they active or not?
Oh, yes, they
Yes,
are.
Yes, and the role of the teacher also, you can read this part. This part. The
yes,
teacher
she
conduct,
guides, she monitors, she
provide a good model of the target
yeah.
language. Hmm. What are
The
some
student
characteristics of of teaching and learning process?
uh, teaching,
Interaction
speaking
between
to,
students and teachers.
Yeah, what about the reading and writing, speaking, listening, grammar, vocabulary? Hmm.
they will be taught later.
It is focused on their speaking.
Yeah,
Yeah, the focus,
speaking through
yeah,
speaking through
Listening.
realia, bringing realia in the classroom.
bringing realia in the classroom to introduce the new vocabulary. You mean that?
Yes.
Yes. Okay. Let's see. So we can check the answers here. The goals of the teachers who use SLT to develop an accurate practical command of
Also,
this.
the first they listen and then they repeat. So their listening and speaking skills, they are both used in this process.
Definitely, you're right, and also to ensure learners master basic structure, patterns, and core vocabulary using the realia, pictures, visuals, and so on, to build automatically through habit formation, because they um, repeat after him, and he demos. Also, he provide a good model and ask the students to repeat. Here we have the word repetition and so on, to enable students to use learned structures appropriately in real life contexts that happens in the final task, in the production task. They have to speak or write something about the lesson. And what is the role of the teacher? What is the role of the students? Here, the teacher, as we said, presents new language within clear, meaningful situations, models the correct pronunciation, conduct drills, and also guides repetition and elicit accurate responses. And all of you did this or these steps in your CELTA or Delta or TEFL, TESL, and so on. Controls the pace. It checks accuracy, organizes a review, and adjusts to learner needs, and functions as highly active leader. And the students' role here, they listen to the teacher, repeat after him, imitate the teacher, respond, participate, work in groups, work in pairs, work individually, produce the target language, reuse the target language in speaking or written tasks, and so on. Okay, now we have a different method. It's the total physical response, or TPR. Okay? Who can tell me something about this method? Or what do you know about this method?
As its name suggests, maybe they are using their body to show that what's the meaning of a word. For example, like yesterday we saw the video where the teacher was using two props and she was using her body language. So maybe it's the same.
Yeah, exactly. But total physical response, yes. What?
I
It's
used it.
learning through picture. Yeah.
I
Yeah,
used it in my CELTA TPR, when I was teaching vocabulary of seeing and watching. And I asked my student to, if they have understood, they are not going to tell me, they're going to act. And there I use this TPR, total physical response. They physically showed me what is the difference between different word of watching and seeing.
Yes, exactly. So, and here, this method was developed by James Asher in the 1960s. And in this method, learners respond to verbal input through physical actions. So, if you're a teacher, and you're using this method, you have to ask your students to do some actions. Okay, so the input should be verbal and the actions should be physical ones. Okay, so physical actions before being required to speak. Okay, and this is the scenario. And okay, before answering the scenario, I'd like you to watch this video. Just let me. So take a screenshot. I want you to watch the video instead of reading the scenario. Okay? So take a screenshot because we're going to watch the video. Have you finished?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, great.
You always wondered why that app didn't exist.
I'm not wondering.
Now you can make it. Meet Replit Agent. Want to
Learners' feelings are also given importance in the next method we will see demonstrated. Psychologist James Asher's method, total physical response, is being offered as an example of a general approach called the comprehension approach. The comprehension approach, as the name suggests, places value on students understanding the target language and thus emphasizes the listening skill. Other examples of this approach are Krashen and Terrell's The Natural Approach and Winitz's materials, The Learnables.
Why it doesn't? Okay, so.
Asher bases his method on the observation that a baby spends many months listening to the people around it.
So guys, it was developed by Asher, okay?
Long before it ever says a word. The child has the time to try to make sense out of the sounds it hears. No one tells the baby that it must speak. The child chooses to speak when it is ready. Moreover, according to Asher, much of the linguistic input directed to the child contains commands. Look for how Asher's observations about child language acquisition have influenced his approach to second language learning. My colleague, Kathleen Graves, will present total physical response. Today we're going to learn about cleaning the house, something I'm sure that everybody loves to do. We all need to clean the house. Maybe not everybody loves to do it, but it is something we need to do. And in order to clean the house, we need a brush. Yep, we need a brush. We need a sponge. Okay. We need a dust cloth. We need a vacuum cleaner, right? And we need a broom. Okay. Could I have someone come up here to the front and be a volunteer? Thank you very much, Hassan. Okay, Hassan, I'd like you to point to the vacuum cleaner. Okay, could you point to the sponge? Okay, could you point to the brush? Okay, could you point to the broom? That's right, could you point to the dust cloth? Okay, could you point to the broom? Okay, point to the vacuum cleaner. Okay, point to the sponge. Okay, point to the brush. Point to the vacuum cleaner. Point to the broom. Point to the dust cloth. Okay, good, thank you. Could you sit down? Okay.
So the teacher gives him commands, orders, or asks him to do something or the actions, and he or the student he does the actions in the same time. I know that it was slow first, and then the teacher asked him faster later. So we were going to watch most of the video and then come back again.
So I'd like the whole class to do that. Point to the dust cloth. Okay, point to the brush. Okay, point to the dust cloth. Okay, don't point to the brush. Okay, could you point to the vacuum cleaner, the broom, and then the dust cloth? Okay, could you point to the sponge, the vacuum cleaner, and then the brush? Okay, very good. Now, we're going to use the sponge to wipe the counter. Okay, now, we visited a house the other day, do you remember? And we saw here was the sink. This is the sink, and here was, this area was the counter, okay? And we use the sponge to wipe the counter, okay? So let's try this together. Watch me. I'm sweeping the floor. I'm vacuuming the rug, okay? I'm scrubbing the sink. I'm wiping the counter. And I'm dusting the bookshelves, okay? So let's just try the actions. Okay, could someone come up here and do the actions with me? Okay, Gideon, thank you. Okay, we don't need to use these. We can just pretend. Okay, we're going to sweep the kitchen floor. Sweep, right, okay? And then what will we do next? We'll wipe off the counter, okay? And then we're going to scrub the kitchen sink, okay? And then we're going to go into the living room and we're going to vacuum the rug. And then we're going to dust the bookshelves. Okay, so I'm just going to say something. We'll do it together. Dust the bookshelves. Okay, vacuum the rug. Okay, sweep the floor. Scrub the sink. Wipe the counter. Okay, and did we forget one? Dust the bookshelves again. Okay, thank you very much. Could you sit down? Okay, now, everyone will do it together. How about if everybody stands up? Okay. So let's first vacuum the rug. Okay, dust the bookshelves. Okay, wipe the counter. Scrub the sink. Okay, and sweep the floor. Okay, good. Now, sweep the floor, then vacuum the rug. That's right. So we sweep the floor and then we vacuum the rug. Okay, dust the bookshelf, then wipe the counter. Okay, so we dusted the bookshelf and then we wiped the counter. Okay, scrub the sink and then wipe the counter. Okay, so we scrub the sink and then we wipe the counter. Okay, let's go into the living room and thank you. Dust the bookshelves and vacuum the rug. Oh, good. You're very good house cleaners. That's great. Okay, why don't we sit down? Now, let's have, let's see. Enda, tell Gideon to scrub the sink. Okay, thank you. Gideon, tell Jesus to vacuum the rug. Okay. Jesus, tell Alphonse to wipe the counter. Wipe the counter. Okay. Alphonse, tell Abderrahmane to vacuum the rug. Vacuum the rug. Now, the next thing we have to do is I'm going to ask you to scrub the sink. Scrub the sink. Scrub the sink. Okay, now we're going to scrub the sink quickly. Okay, now scrub the sink carefully. 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 Okay? Wipe the counter quickly. Okay, wipe the counter carefully. Okay. Sweep the floor carefully. Now sweep it quickly. Okay. Vacuum the rug quickly. Okay. Now vacuum it carefully. Carefully. Okay. Let's see. Scrub the sink quickly and then vacuum the floor carefully. The floor. Oh, good. Okay. Now, dust the bookshelves carefully and then vacuum the floor quickly. Okay. Vacuum the rug carefully, dust the bookshelf quickly, and then run into the kitchen and sweep the floor quickly. Uh-oh. Some people are dusting the floor, some people are dusting the bookshelf carefully, and some are dusting it quickly. Vacuum the rug carefully, and then dust the bookshelf quickly. Okay, good job. Thank you.
Okay, guys, so we need only 5 minute break, 5 minute break. Okay, we need a 5 minute break and then we can come back again. Is it okay?
Okay.
Okay, only a 5 minute break.
Okay, Mr. Walid.
Yeah, but don't leave. We will come back. So because we need to finish these methods today. No ways, because the next time, inshallah, we're going to start a different part or a different section.
Okay.
Thank you. Yes. Okay, here the teacher stands in front of the class with colorful flashcards showing actions like stand up, sit down, clap, and jump. She demonstrates each action, okay, and while saying the phrase aloud, students respond by performing the action without speaking. And commands gradually became more complex. For example, pick up the book and put it on the table. Students correct themselves if they make mistakes, and then guided by gestures or facial expressions, later students give commands to each other. Simple objects like balls or blocks are introduced. Just to introduce the new vocabulary, the teacher moves the objects silently, and the students produce short sentences using the same objects, such as the ball is on the table. Games, role plays, and skits are used to practice reading, writing, and speaking, keeping the class fun and low stress. Throughout the lesson, the teacher models actions and controls the pace, while the students first imitate. So this is the major role of the students, to imitate the teacher and later take active roles, because they started to produce the language or the target language. They started to speak, and the speaking is delayed until the students feel ready, and error are tolerated or corrected uh, gently, and no translation is used. Students rely on observation, actions, and meaningful input to learn. So the first principle here is understanding precedes speaking. True or
True.
false?
True.
Yeah. Yes. Okay. What about number 2? Memory is enhanced through motor activity. What does it mean, motor?
Also true.
Yeah. What's the meaning of motor activity?
Like body's movements, like when you move, when you do an activity with our body.
Yeah, definitely. They imitated the teacher. They moved their bodies, their hands, their arms, and so on. High anxiety improves the speed and the quality of language acquisition. It's
I
very,
believe this is false.
yeah, yes, definitely. It's a false. Language learning does not mirror first language development.
Also false.
Do you all agree with her, guys?
No, it's true.
Yes, I agree with her.
And number 5 is speaking should be forced from the earliest stage of learning.
False.
Yeah, yes, commands provide clear contextualized meaning.
True.
Yeah, true. Okay, we can check the answers here. We have speaking should be forced from the earliest stage of learning. It's a false, as you said. And speaking shouldn't be forced prematurely. And number 4, language learning mirrors the first language development. Okay. And number 3, high anxiety improves. No, it doesn't improve anything. Memory is enhanced through motor activity. Yes. So it's all about the body. It's all about the physical movement. It's all about commands. It's all about understanding first and then producing the target language or the language itself, and so on. So this is the total physical response. They have to imitate the teacher. They have to understand the language, understand the sentences, acquire the new vocabulary, and so on. There is no grammatical rules. There is no use of the native language. The teacher is the orchestra or the leader of the group and the students, and so on. Okay, so what are the goals of teachers who use total physical response to help the students too?
I believe to help them understand the language first,
Yeah,
before
definitely.
before producing or before speaking.
Yeah, yeah, I agree with you. Yes. To guide the students, to provide a good model,
Mhm.
to scaffold the language, to provide feedback, and all. Yeah, but you said the main goal. Yeah. أنا سرحت شوي. Yeah. To provide, yeah. And here number two, what is the role of the teacher and what is the role of the students?
The teacher is the model. He gives them the correct language. He guides them, as you mentioned. The
Mm.
students imitate the teacher,
Mm.
and they are
Follow.
active also.
Yeah, they follow the instructions.
Yes.
Number three, what are some characteristics of the teaching learning process? There are blah blah blah, there isn't blah blah blah. The focus is on and
The
so on.
focus is on understanding and physical, using physical movements and activities.
Mhm.
And speaking comes after understanding. They start to produce, they start to speak after they are confident in, after they are confident that they understand the target language.
Yeah, and also we have here a very important question: what areas of language are emphasized, and what language skills and are emphasized, and what came first?
I believe the language came first. Like she modeled the language. They listened, they repeat, they understood, and then speaking came.
Yeah. What about you, Farah? Can you take part with us? Farah? Okay, Najim. Do you have different opinion?
Yes.
Okay. So
Um,
yeah. What areas of language are emphasized here? Vocabulary, grammar, speaking, listening. What came first, and so on. Mhm.
mm, mm,
Did they listen first or um, speak first? They listened to the teacher.
yeah. I think they listen first as well.
Yeah. Okay.
But and then they try to modeling
Uh-huh.
or and speaking the teacher.
Mhm. Okay. Can you tell us? Okay. Can you explain for us this scenario? Yeah. Can you read and explain it for us?
Here
The
the teacher stands on the front of
front
the
of.
class with colorful flashcards.
Mhm.
Here is, I think the teacher he tries to guide the students, okay,
Yeah.
and show them this in the colorful flashcards,
Yeah.
showing actions like stand up, sit down, clap, and jump.
Mhm.
He guides them now,
Demonstrates
and
action while
he
saying the phrase. So
is
demonstrated it. What does it mean? What's the meaning of demonstrate?
listen,
Yeah,
showing them,
exactly.
yeah,
Yes. Hmm.
and she demonstrates each action while saying the phrase aloud.
Hmm. She here
Uh,
did she concentrate in why did she do this?
she guides them, and she tries
She
to
introduced the
show
vocabulary, the
introduce the vocabulary exactly
nouns,
perfect. Yes, you're right. Yes.
sentences, the new language, the target language itself. Mhm.
Yes.
And what did the students do?
The students
Yeah.
here
Read the second line.
use,
He didn't respond. Hmm.
yeah,
Respond by performing the actions without speaking.
hmm,
Okay.
yes,
So
yes.
what came first? Listening to the teacher or speaking?
No, of course, listening.
Yeah. So you can say that is speaking first, then sorry, listening first, then speaking. Okay. And yeah, this is what I wanted to hear. So you have to read the scenario because it's very, very important. And from the scenario, you can understand the method. And if you read any piece of paper or any article about the method without the scenario, you will not understand it. You will get confused. I did it before. Okay.
Yes.
And here we have some questions. These questions, we discussed them. So what are the goals of the teachers? Here to make language learning enjoyable and stress-free. So it's very similar to Suggestopedia. To develop listening comprehension before oral production, listening comprehension, and it's very similar to audiolingual method. To encourage longer-term language learning beyond the beginner level. So this method is mainly used with the beginners or with the kids. It's very suitable to them. If you are a group of children, you can learn them, or you can, teach them using this method. What is the role of the teacher? The role of the students. The teacher always directs the students' behavior. So this method is a part of the behaviorism, okay, through commands. Models actions, and controls the language input. And the students only act as listening to when they listen to the teacher, they imitate the teacher, okay? Initially imitate actions, later take more active roles.
Excuse me, Mr. Walid.
Yes, sure.
I think here's the behaviorism talks about that and how we exercise the students and give them the input and focus on the accuracy. That's right. And focus on the output from the students, how they pronounce correctly, how they use the grammatically correct. I think this is the behaviorism, or it talks about something else.
No, it's a part of the behaviorism. So a part of your answer is correct. So behaviorism, or in the behaviorism, you just teach your students independence, or depending on adjusting their behaviors, you just give them commands and ask them to imitate you. So in this approach, you want to control the behaviors of the students. You want a specific input. You want a specific result. Okay, so when they make mistakes, you will repeat your commands. You will punish them. You will reinforce the good result or the good answer. So this is the behaviorism, to reinforce the good or the desired response, and try to punish them in different ways, just to make them not to respond in this way again. Okay, so this is the behaviorism.
Thank you so much.
And this is what happens in this method, total physical response, because total physical response based on the behaviorism. So the teacher in this scenario, he asked the students to imitate him, to follow him, to do the same thing as he did, just to make sure that they will provide the teacher, or will produce the desired response. What are some characteristics of teaching and learning process? Those commands are main teaching technique, physical actions used to demonstrate comprehension, gradual progression from simple or complex to complex language. And what is the nature of student-student interaction and student-teacher interaction? The teacher first gives them the commands. So the interaction begins as teacher to student through commands, as I said, and then the students respond non-verbally at first, and later they can produce the target language. How are the feelings of students dealt with? Anxiety is produced by not forcing speech. Reduced, it means they feel comfortably because they work in an enjoyable environment. Learning is made enjoyable and playful, and the students feel confident because errors are tolerated. So the teacher accepted the errors, but he should modify it. He should repeat, because in this method he wants a specific response. How is the language viewed? Language viewed as primarily as a spoken language, learned through listening and action. Areas of language are emphasized here, emphasis on vocabulary and the grammatical structures, not the grammar rules. And the listening and speaking are prioritized, and reading and writing are introduced later. The role of the student's native language: they don't use the native language or their first language. Evaluation accomplished here: informal evaluation based on students' ability to follow commands. And advanced students may be evaluated through skits and role plays. So they may be engaged in role plays. How does the teacher respond to students' error? Errors are tolerated, as we said, and the major errors are corrected unobtrusively. And also minor errors are addressed gradually as learners progress. كلنا تعبنا معلش. Okay. The last method. This is the whole language approach. It was emerged in the 1980s. Reaction to skills-based teaching. It's a different method. Okay, so it's the whole language approach. And to understand the whole language approach, we use it mainly in reading. Okay, so let's study it. This is the scenario. Here students participated in reading. So this is, as I said, we can use the whole language approach in reading, whatever, reading stories or texts, anything else. And after reading, which is receptive skill, comes the productive skill, whatever it's writing or speaking. So this is the whole language approach. To know more about this approach or about this method, you have to read this scenario and decide which one of these principles is correct and which one is incorrect. Okay, so you have 3 minutes. Read it carefully, please.
Done.
Okay, guys. So, Farah, can you read the scenario and analyze it?
Yes. Students participate in reading and writing workshops where they read books and create original text. They work on process writing, drafting, revising, and sharing with peer. Collaborative projects and comparing parallel texts allow students to explore language and meaning. Ungraded journal, portfolios, and a student made book encourage self expression and reflection. Reading, writing, speaking, and listening are practiced together in meaningful, integrated tasks. The
But you didn't
teacher,
explain your Farah. You only read. Can you explain for us? Because when you're explaining, you will understand.
yes, here we have been introduced with process writing. Like, how do we do process writing? Like, we write, we draft, we revise, and we share with the peer.
Yes.
Okay,
Yeah,
and
they're working group. Yes.
collaborative project in comparing parallel text allows students, like, they are working in groups, they are sharing their work with each other,
Mm,
and this allow them to explore language and meaning.
excellent.
Ungraded journal portfolios and ungraded journals, portfolios, and a student-made book encourage self-expression and reflection. They are
Additional
reading,
point. Additional point. Yeah, it's additional
yeah,
point. Yeah.
reading, writing, speaking. All four skills are integrated in
Yeah,
this method. Okay. The
exactly.
teacher facilitate and guide learner scaffolding projects while participating actively. Okay, the role of the teacher is as a
Yeah, and this is another
as a
rule.
guider.
Another rule. Yeah, this is another rule of the teacher. The teacher
Yeah.
facilitate, guide is learning, scaffolding the projects while participating actively. Yes. What about the
And the
student?
role of the students are they choose the text, they are autonomous, they have been given this autonomy to choose the text and task. They work in collaboration and evaluate their own work. So they
Mm,
are as a reflector over here. They are going to reflect their own task. Errors
yeah.
are treated as natural learning opportunities. Obviously, if you are making mistakes, errors are treated as natural learning. Errors mean when you do not know that when you do not know about the rules, then you make, if you make mistake when you do not
Mm,
know about the rule, then it is called error.
And
So
here, what
errors are
about
treated,
yes, treated as
it is treated as natural, like
learning
they are
opportunities.
not. Yes,
Mm,
it is treated as learning opportunity and it is treated natural.
mm,
When we do work, we make error. And classroom emphasize positive attitude, motivation, and risk taking. Obviously, all these tasks, when you have been given autonomy, you become risk taker.
yeah. Thank
Language is learned holistically through authentic material for the native speakers,
you.
with culture embedded in text and experiences.
Yes, exactly. And so here, language should be learned in context and integrated through reading, writing, listening, and speaking.
True.
True.
It's true.
Learning is driven by meaningful texts and real-world
True.
True also.
content. Language skills are best taught in isolation to ensure
False.
False.
Yeah, it's false.
students act as collaborators, selectors,
True.
evaluators, and stuff.
True.
Yeah. Teachers only deliver knowledge and do not
False.
participate. Mm.
False.
And the students scaffold and support each other in
True.
projects and
True.
tasks.
True.
Yeah, reading and
True.
writing focus mainly on rote decoding rather than meaning making. Decoding, it means to know the
False.
meaning of the words. Yeah. Writing is an explorative and iterative process.
True.
Yeah, organized process. Errors are viewed as learning opportunities.
True.
True.
Yeah, true. Yes. And here are the answer key if you would like to check your answers. Did you find something interesting? or different answers?
All are correct.
Yeah.
Okay. Did you find any different answers?
No.
Yeah, good. Okay. Now we're going to watch this video and answer the questions. And it's a short video, so don't worry, it's a short one. But it's a wonderful one just to put you in the right road to understand this method, because it's a bit confusing and it's very similar to many of the previous methods. And don't deny that we learned a lot, mashallah, when we study these methods.
Yes.
Yeah, and you can apply any of them, and now you're aware of when to use each one of these, which one is suitable for which lesson, and so on. So take a screenshot before watching the video.
Sorry, Sir Walid, I went to make my daughter sleep in the next room.
Yeah.
That's why I couldn't answer you. I was listening through Bluetooth, but the text was not in front of me.
Okay, no worries, no worries. Okay, no worries, ya Farah, no worries. So you can take a screenshot and watch the video. No worries.
Yeah, it's 2 a.m. at my place.
Oh, okay, so okay. I'll send the video to you just to watch it. No worries. You can leave
No,
it.
I don't want to leave. I just went to make them sleep. They are not sleeping.
Okay, you can sing for her.
Yeah. Yeah.
May Allah bless her.
Immigrating, yeah. Migrating, moving. We talked about, remember we talked about how animals migrate and how sometimes raise my hand and tell me what immigrating, yeah. Migrating.
Now, guys, they have read the story, and now they are taking part with their teacher just to. She's trying to elicit from them the title of the story, the elements of the story. So they reproduce the story again. So watch the video, enjoy it.
Animal migrate and how sometimes humans migrate too. Do you guys remember writing your circle maps? We put an idea in the middle. We talked about, yeah, exactly. So I am going to write my own little circle map right now. Even though you guys did yours already, I'm going to write my own. Because I know that some of you guys are still working on yours, right? Yes. Okay, great. So what did we put? Who can tell me what we put in the middle of it? What did we put in the middle last time? You put the title. The title. Or maybe the central idea, right? I moved. So I'm going to put, this is my little circle map. I say I moved. And again, I moved. And I moved down the street when I moved. I moved when I was 5. I moved right down the street. So I'm going to say I moved down the block. Yeah, what's a block?
A block, like it's like a block is like when you want to get to a place when you say how many blocks there and
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
miles or
Yeah, it's a bunch of houses. Okay, so that's my idea in the center, right? And then what did we put on the outside? We put we put things that are related to our idea, right? So I moved when I was in 5th grade. So I'm putting 5th grade. And then I moved. I was happy when I moved because I had a brand new home to move into. And then I lived on a street called Seville.
Seville Street.
Yep. Seville Avenue. Okay, now Seville Avenue. Okay, so these are the emotions and these are the things that went on when I was moving, right? Yeah, do you have a question?
Yeah.
Yes.
That is like
Oh, we moved on. We moved on from a block. But thank you. I appreciate it.
Okay, so these are all the things that surround my idea, right? So now that I have my circle map, what's the next step in the writing process? What do you think, Nicholas?
What kind of street?
What kind of street I moved? Maybe. Have you guys heard of a draft? It's called first draft. That is what we are going to work on today as a class. We are going to take our ideas from our circle map and we're going to create a story. Okay?
Story.
I like stories too. It's good. All right. So, what do we need in stories? We need sentences, right? So we're going to take our ideas from here, and now you and I are going to create a story together. Do you have a question?
Yes.
What's your question? Are we going to make a real book? Maybe. That's how stories get started, right? They start with ideas. Okay, so I'm going to start my first sentence, and I'm going to take my ideas down here and create my first sentence. Which idea should I start with? That I moved in 5th grade, that I was happy, or that I lived on Seville Avenue? What do you think? What do you think? Maybe that's a good idea, right? Because that's a general idea. Okay, so I'm going to start here. Because it's our rough draft, we won't have to worry about our title yet. We can do that later, right?
Yeah.
So we can just pretend like there's a title here. We're going to start over here. And I'm going to say,
She needs it to reduce teacher token time. Do you agree with me?
Yes.
what's your name? Karen? So, like Karen said, I'm going to start with my 5th grade idea. So, I'm going to say, I moved.
I was in 5th grade.
You got it.
Great.
And because this is a first draft, are we worried about spelling?
No.
No. We just want to get our ideas down on paper, right? What do you think, Wendy? What should I say next? I got my 5th grade idea, so I'm going to cross that off. I was happy when I moved. That's good. That's a good sentence. I was happy when I'm going to start over here to move. I was happy to move. All right, last one. What do you think? What's the last notion? Yeah, and when
you went to your house, you would have where street.
I was happy on my street. Yeah, so we're gonna go on our last idea, which is what I wrote in my circle map, right? And that's what I was on Seville Avenue. So I was happy to move, and I'm going to say I moved down Seville Avenue because that's where I moved, right? So this is a really good rough draft.
Like you only had 3 sentences.
Yeah, but what happened? I got all of my ideas.
But not guys, they are talking, they are sorry, they are speaking, they are listening, they are reading, they are writing. They are doing everything in the same time. So it's the whole method.
That's right. Okay, and so what happens if you go along and you don't have a word that you know? What are you gonna do?
You just try to spell it.
Yeah, try to spell it. If you don't know, just circle it and move on. Don't worry about all of that stuff right now. Yes, question, Edwin?
Yeah. Did you really move to Seville Avenue?
I did. I moved down Seville Avenue. I moved 5 houses when I was in 5th grade. Isn't that funny? Yeah, see, and I'm excited to hear your guys' story about how you had migration, how you moved.
I'm
All right?
excited.
Oh, you have to write them down, okay? So that's what we're going to do when we go back to our desks now. Do you guys have any questions before we go back to our desks?
Yes.
Yes. What's the question? Yes.
And did you go to the mountains?
You'll read my story later. Do you have a question about the writing process?
Yeah.
What do you think, Stephen? Do you have a question? No comment? Okay, tell me later.
I thought I moved 6.
Did you really? That's fantastic. Well, I can't wait to read all about it, okay? So if there's no more questions, we're going to go back to our desk and we're going to write. All right?
Okay, that's fine. So here, what are the goals of the teacher using the whole language?
I think as you've mentioned, Mr. Wali, like to be
Help
exposed
with
to
this.
all the skills, like they are reading, they are writing. But here
Yeah.
the main task in the video was writing. So she was helping them to write.
But they read the story first. They read
Oh, yes, yes.
something. Yeah, they read something first. Okay, so we can check the questions and the answers because it's late now and you need to sleep. I'm sorry. What are the goals of the teacher here to help use language meaningfully and holistically? It means the whole reading, listening, writing in the same time to integrate reading, writing, speaking, and listening, as we said. To encourage learner autonomy, collaboration, and personal expressions. Here, what is the role of the teacher? The teacher here facilitate, as we saw, guide, scaffold, participate in learning. She told them some ideas. She talked about herself, and she moved from a place to a different place, and so on. And the students here collaborate, select learning materials, and it happened before the video or before or in an earlier part of the lesson. Evaluate their own work and take responsibility for learning. And the teacher asked them in the video to read their own story. What are some characteristics of teaching and learning here? Emphasis on oral communication. Yeah, it was very obvious. And authentic materials. Yes. Process-oriented activities. Process. Okay. So she told them, she asked them, what do we call this part? And they answered, it's a draft or first draft. So process-oriented activities like writing or workshops, as we saw, projects and parallel texts. Integration of skills in meaningful contexts. A meaningful context, it means that to use something which is important for the students and it should have a meaning. Flexible and responsive to learners' interests and needs. The nature of student-teacher interaction, yeah, it's teacher-student. So the teacher to student supportive, guided them, she participated with them, and the student here collaborate and asked the teacher to scaffold, asked the teacher about if they have to care about the spelling or about the pronunciation of some words, and she told them, no, don't care about it. You can just draw a circle around the word which you don't know. How are the feelings of the students dealt with? Positive attitudes, risk taking, and exploration are encouraged. Errors are treated as opportunities for learning, not failure. Okay. And how is the language viewed? Language is a holistic tool for authentic communication. It's very important. What area? By the way, you don't need to memorize all of these. You just need to understand the method itself. What areas of language are emphasized here? What language skills are emphasized here? Emphasis on all four skills. So when we mentioned it earlier, what is the role of the student's native language? No, they didn't use their native language. How was evaluation accomplished? Through student portfolios, process writing, okay, collaborative projects, and so on. How does the teacher respond to a student's error or to student errors? Teachers provide guidance, feedback, and support, and errors are accepted as part of the learning process itself. Okay, this is the natural approach. It's very similar to the approaches we. Okay, so this is the last one. We can just read it and read the key principles. and I'm going to send you a video just to see or to figure out the scenario. The video will be a scenario here. The natural approach developed by Christian, Tyrrell, and Tyrrell, and based on natural language acquisition. And these are the key feature principles. Comprehension, comprehensible input is essential. It means that the text or the language you use should be suitable for the age, because Christian believes that people are able to understand the things that if they are suitable for their ages and their mental abilities and so on. Listening and reading before speaking. So students should listen first. And here, low anxiety learning environment. Learners not forced to speak. Errors are natural and tolerated. And informal assessment based on communication. I'm sorry because I made it very short because it's very easy, and I'm going to send you the video. Well, alhamdulillah, so we have finished the methods. It was a long journey, so I hope that I helped you in understanding these tiring methods. And I'm going to send you all the PDFs and the materials that I explained from them.
Thank you so
Most welcome, ya Ala. And thank you, Najim. Thank you, Farah. See you, inshallah, the
Thank you
next.
so much. Thank you for your efforts. Thank you for everything, Fareeq. Thank you for detailed information and the amazing materials. And I hope to share these materials on the group, especially this file, this content, everything.
Definitely. Yeah,
Thank you
exactly.
so much.
Yeah, most welcome. Thank you, Farah, and see you, inshallah.
And
Ala,
thank you
the
for
next
bearing us with patiently.
Thank you, you're welcome. And no matter, inshallah, we will